Hi everybody. Oh, my hair is a mess today, but I wanted to quickly talk to you about sharing your story. So as a coach, it's highly important to be able to openly share your story. And it doesn't have to necessarily always be like your fitness journey and I was 180 pounds, I lost 50 pounds, I'm 130 and blah blah blah. That doesn't have to be your story. Some people, their story has nothing to do with weight, that they never had a lot of weight they needed to lose. It was more all about them spiritually, maybe their confidence, and their state of mind. But we definitely all have a story to share. So don't think you don't have one, because I'm sure you do. What we do as a coach every day is we're sharing little bits of that story. Now, at the very beginning, yes, I'm going to have everybody, get this huge announcement, like they're super excited, because that's what you usually are when you decide to become a coach, is you're stoked, you've got all this excitement and energy, and you just want to just share with everybody. So we go ahead and we do that. Get it out of our system and be how we're so excited and what we're planning on, for our new future with this. And after that, are we done? No, you have to keep sharing little by little every day. Now, you're not going to be sharing the exact same long-winded story every single time, but you are going to be breadcrumbing or sprinkling a little bit all over, because you're also going to remember that not everybody is going to be reading that same one little post that you put out there. Just because you posted doesn't mean everybody on your Facebook read it. And sometimes too, we need that consistent repetition of maybe wording it a different way, or presenting a different part of your story that might resonate with other people. I'm now able to bring in the same amount of money, maybe a little bit more in certain weeks, than I was working full-time as a teacher. So before, I was having to go in before 7 o'clock, and I wasn't getting out of work till maybe the earliest was 4 if I had meetings, and 5, 6, 7 o'clock again I would be out when it was dark, and having to do all the prep and the planning, and then with budget cuts, and I was having to use more of my money to supply my classroom, and so on and so forth. So to be able to now make the same amount of money, maybe a little bit more, and to be able to stay at home with these guys, and I get to be in my workout clothes, I get to do something that's more fun and more my true passion. And then I feel like I'm making an impact still as well, but then I'm also able to stay at home with my boys and see them grow up. So that part of my story might resonate better with somebody than hearing the part of having postpartum depression after having the little one and finally being able to shed all of the baby weight. So there's a difference whether somebody is going to associate better because it was a monetary and changing jobs and changing venues, or the weight loss story. It's still the same one, it still happened within the same time, but it's a different part of my life. So it's so key to be able to connect with others. You're not going to connect with everybody, but you've got to definitely find that one part about your story that is really that you're able to connect with others, sorry. And if you don't think you have a story, then you definitely need to talk to your coach. And I'm sure with just speaking with them and just sharing and maybe answering a few of their questions, you'll come to realize that you have a pretty amazing story to share as well. Because we all do, we just sometimes get in the way and we think too much and we think, oh, that's not really something that anyone's going to care about. When really, I'm sure there's a handful of people out there that are going through the exact same thing as you are, and you just didn't know it. So sharing your story is very vital to our business, as well as just being successful and sort of therapeutic and cathartic, to be able to not always hold that in and think that we're alone and nobody else can relate to us. I know it was very freeing for me to be able to open up on some of my stories as far as working on my personal development and me being just a stronger, more sound person. And if you'd like to know more about that, I'll share another video later. But that is how I want to end about sharing your story. That we all have an amazing story. We just sometimes get in the way of ourselves, and by sharing with others will also help everybody else grow and be able to lead a healthier and more fulfilling life.